Hello. We are going to go through a very gentle core work Pilates flow today. We're going to be working mainly in neutral spine and mainly just to make sure we're working everything to stabilize that spine. This workout was inspired by a very dear friend of mine who needed a workout that she wasn't going to be going into any forward flexion or any rotation for right now. We just needed to really reestablish a good core, strong core with her brace. So we're going to start with breath. So a lot of times when we breathe, we're holding a lot of tension in our bodies. So we want to think of that breath from the base of your ribs to the base of the pelvic floor. And so it's like this big soda can that comes around our body. So when we inhale, you want to feel your front and your back expand. And exhale. And then you also want to feel your ribs expand in that. And exhale. What we don't want is a lot of upper body lifting up and down and shoulders lifting up and down. So just taking a few of those breaths. Let's do 5. Inhaling into the sides. And then exhale. And you can do that again. Inhale. And exhale. And you'll see that I move my hands around because I'm trying to make sure that I'm expanding in all parts of my body and my soda can as much as possible. You also want to feel, can I feel my pelvic floor relax when I inhale? And then can I engage it and try to lift it gently as I exhale? So all 4 sides expand, and then all 4 sides are going to connect into that spine. So we're going to start lying on our back. So as you see here, props, you want a ball, and then we also have a band. If you don't have a ball and a band, that's okay. You can still do this workout, but we will be using these props in just a little while. So going into our heel slides first. Our feet are flexed. Your hands are down at your sides. So we're going to go into our inhale, and then on your exhale, brace your core. So that means you're going to connect those abdominals. You want to feel like you've zipped up tight pants. So we're not in a butt clench. We're in this big posterior tilt. But for these, I do want you into a little bit of a pelvic tilt, so draw those lower abdominals in. Your tail curls under you just a smidge, but there's no tension in your glutes, so you can kind of feel down there. No tension in your neck or shoulders. If you find you get tension, put a pillow or just a towel underneath that head. So hands are down. You're going to exhale, slide one leg out, and then bring it back in. Take your inhale to prepare. Exhale to slide the leg out. And coming back in. Inhale to prepare, exhale to slide, and back in. Inhale to prepare, exhale to slide. Now what you're watching for is that you're keeping equal weight across your pelvis. Your ribs are not opening and closing. You should feel that you're not rotating over to whatever leg is working. So we're staying nice and still on both sides. One more time. And then back in. So now just take your feet flat. We're going to go to knee folds. Again, making sure we're initiating our leg movement from our core. So inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, engaging our core into that light brace. And you're going to lift that leg up to table and put it back down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift the opposite leg up to table and back down. So again, as we challenge our core a little bit more, we're trying not to rotate away from the leg that's working. We're keeping equal weight in the back of those hips. Making sure both sides are working. Exhaling to fold, inhaling and down. One more time. Keep this left leg up. So now we're going into single leg slides. So again, we're zipped up in the low abdominals. Again, we're not pushing our lower back into the mat. We're not clenching into the glutes. They're just drawing in. The ribs are closed. On your exhale, you're going to slide the leg out, bring it back in. Inhale to prepare, exhale to slide and pull. Exhaling as you reach. And you've got 2 more times here. And last one here. Exhale, slide, and home. And then you'll switch. Take your inhale to prepare. Exhale to brace. Bringing this other leg up. And exhale to slide and pull. 5 times. As you exhale, that leg's going out. You want to really feel that opposite oblique helping to keep you stable and not roll over. And one more. And then back in. Good. Rocking yourself up. You're going to grab your ball. If you don't have a ball, you can use a small pillow, any kind of soft object you can place in between those knees. So we're doing ball squeezes. The ball's going to be right in between those knees, heads down. So on an exhale, you're going to squeeze the ball and then release. So you're squeezing that ball for 10. Now, as we're squeezing, a lot of times what I'll see is people will really go into this tuck and butt clench and lift the hips up as we squeeze the ball. We're just trying to move the thigh bones in towards each other and away. Abs stay braced, core stays connected. Again, we're not clenching anything as we move. And then once you've hit 10 squeezes, hold the ball. You're gonna hold the ball with those legs. You've got this lovely inner thigh connection. Abdominals are connected. We've zipped up. The ribs are closed. So take your inhale, and then on your exhale, you're gonna alternate leg lifts. And keep exhaling as you lift a leg up. So you might get through 4 leg lifts before you have to do your next breath. So we're gonna inhale, prepare. Exhale to brace, and start to reach. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, brace. One more time, inhale. Exhale, brace. Now stretch the right leg out and stay there. Again, we're gonna try to stay still. This leg that's out, you're gonna squeeze the ball and release. Now as we squeeze the ball, we're gonna try not to rotate over at all. So this leg stays completely still. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to release. We're using the inner thigh on that right side. And squeeze in, 2 more, squeeze in, last one, and squeeze in and switch. Left leg stretches out, and you're gonna squeeze in and release. 2, working that opposite side, making sure those obliques are staying turned on. Last one, and release. Now you should feel those inner thighs pretty high. Rocking yourself up to seated. Okay, so now we're gonna take the band around the knees. So taking both feet inside the band, you're gonna take it right above your knees onto our thighs. So lying back down, we're gonna go into a little bit of bridging and then external rotation with the hips. So feet are a little bit wider than your sits bones. Hands again down. You're gonna exhale, just push the knees out and then bring them in. Push them out and bring them in. Press and in. So you should just start to feel the outside of the hips fire a bit. Press, 2 more, press. Now 1 more, push them out just a little bit, stay. Now your whole foot should still be on the ground with the knees pushing out. On your exhale, you're gonna draw the abdominals in and lift the hips just a little and then roll it back down. If that causes you any discomfort in the back, to eliminate it. You're gonna draw the abdominals in, lift the hips up, and then back down. Keep the knees pushing out with the whole foot on the ground. Exhaling to come up and back down 2 more times. Squeezing through the backside. Should feel the glutes fire this time. And then last one. Exhale to come up and then all the way back down. Rocking the knees in. You can rock yourself up to seated. Taking the band off of the feet. Okay, so going into a swan prep, we're just gonna go into an exercise to fire up the backside. So hands are stacked, forehead is on the hands. Legs can either be right together or slightly apart. You don't want any discomfort in your lower back at all. Lifting the abdominals up. On your exhale, you're gonna keep the drawing in of the lower abdominals so our booties aren't sticking out into the air. So we've got a long neutral spine. On your exhale, you're gonna lift that upper body. So head to your toes is long. We're just hovering above the mat, feeling your back extensors fire, and then lower back down. Take an inhale to repair. Exhale, draw the abdominals in and lift the torso, hold it, and back down. 3 more. Exhale to connect in the core, lift the leg or lift the body up and stay. And down 2 more times. Exhale, connect those abdominals, lift the body, stay. And down. Last one. Exhale to lift the abdominals, lift the body, stay. And then coming back down. Good. So now we're gonna come up to hands and knees. So these are a series of cross crawl exercises, which are really great for finding that core connection and then starting to work our balance. So we're gonna come here, hands and knees. Everything is square to the ground, hands right underneath the shoulders. So what we wanna try to avoid here, dumping in the lower back, right? We also don't wanna be in a tuck. So we're right in the middle, shoulders are on our back so they're not up into our ears or rounded forward, and then drawing those abdominals in. See if I can tuck my shirt in a little. Okay, so keeping this neutral spine, you're gonna try not to move at all. Take your inhale, exhale, brace, and then slowly reach your right arm forward and your left leg back, and then bring it back in. Inhale to prepare, Exhale to brace and stretch. Now, one thing I see a lot is as we go back and forth, people will move. So what I mean is as they stretch, they're gonna not really think about it and shift, right? So we wanna keep the hips stacked over those knees as best as possible with that brace. So literally the only things moving are our limbs. Right arm forward, left leg back, and then coming back. Exhaling to move, and back in. Exhaling to move, and in. And if it's done really nice and still and strong, you'll sweat. I'm sweating. 2 more, exhale, reach. Inhale, back center. Last one, exhale to reach, and then back center. Good. So now we're gonna go with some glute engagement. Not a ton, stretch that left leg back, flex the foot, and again, keep the lower abdominals on. So the biggest thing I say here is we'll take that leg back there and we'll sink in that low back. So keep the abdominals supporting. You're gonna tap your toe down, squeeze the glute to extend the hip up. Take just 10 times. Again, it doesn't have to go high. You want it concentrated and focused on what we're doing. So squeezing into that glute, lifting that leg up, exhaling to lift, exhaling to lift. 5 more, 1, and 2, and 3, 2 more, keeping that lift of the core. Last one, 5, switch sides. Other foot goes out, reestablish that brace, make sure everything's square to the ground, no sinking in that low back. Exhaling 10 times as we lift. 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 2 more here, up 9, and 10, and then all the way down. So now we're gonna go to a bear crawl plank. So you're gonna tuck the toes under, keep that neutral spine. It's gonna fire up our core, our arms, our legs. You're gonna take your inhale, exhale, brace your core, lift the knees just a smidge off the mat. You should feel the abdominals engage, arms, legs, hold, 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 and come back down. You can work yourself up to holding 30 seconds, a minute, but it's a nice plank because it's not putting a ton of pressure there into that back. So as we're strengthening those muscles around our spine, we can get proper core support. Take another inhale, exhale, we're gonna brace, lift the knees, pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back down. We're gonna do 2 more, inhale, exhale, brace, and lift up, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come down. Last one, inhale, prepare, exhale to brace, and lift the knees and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come down. Good. So going into our side leg series, you're gonna come down, taking the hand underneath the head. You can come all the way down and put like a pillow underneath the head. You want your spine nice and long. So I'm gonna use the ball. The feet are to the front corner. So from your head to your hips, you're in this nice neutral spine. Again, the ribs are connected. Your abdominals, you've zipped up. The top leg is gonna come up. So as you come forward and back, we're gonna try not to move from our head to our tail. Drawing those abdominals in, squeezing into the glutes, making sure you've got that same core connection that we've had the whole time. We're just gonna start to engage the outside of the hip. Do 3 more here. Exhaling back. Make sure you get a nice lovely squeeze in the glutes as you reach the leg back. 1 more. And back. Now legs come together. You're gonna lift the leg up and lower it down. Lift. And lift. And up. Up. 5 more. 1. And 2. 3. 2 more. 4. Last one. 5, and come down. Now you should feel the outside of your hip burning. Taking small circles. When you make those circles, the foot kind of goes in front of that base one and then goes up and around behind it. And then reverse for 5. Back and up and around. 2 and 3. 2 more. 4. Last one. 5, and rest. Whew, I feel my booty. Okay, other side. So coming up, turning to the other side. Getting yourself set up, feet to the front corner, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, head's nice and long, top leg hip height, abs on, inhaling front, exhaling to squeeze through the glute back. 10 times here. The second side you may feel more than the first side because it's already supported to let that first side work. 3 more. 1, and front 2, last one. front 3, and bring the legs together. Now coming up just a little and back down. Your range of motion is yours, so we're taking these a little bit smaller, but if you need them even smaller, that's great. It's really to work the outside of the glutes without any disturbing of the center. 2 more, up, last one. Oh, okay, 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now reverse it for 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Whew. And then pressing yourself up, coming back to a seated position. All right, so just taking a quick hip stretch. Let's take the bottoms of your feet together. Hold on to the outside of the ankles, press the knees down, and then just lengthen the torso forward. You can press the elbows into the knees, holding. If you need to sit up on something, you can bring a bolster or some blocks or pillows underneath your hips so that you're upright a little bit more, and then coming back. And then one more, exhaling to press and stretch, and coming back to center. Good. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit, and we'll see you next time. Take care.